This is your daily briefing and you're most welcome to it. Of course you are. Before we go about our business discussing our magnificent victory over Burnley, which was very close to being neither magnificent or victorious, there's a whopping great allegation doing the rounds. Barstool Sports, you've run with it, and there's been numerous others, but no real mainstream media sort of picking it up at the moment. But just to share with you, it's been alleged by others that 63% of the Liverpool team has been diagnosed with asthma. You will have a small bell perhaps ringing in your mind at this time. The Guardian, numerous others, not kind of revealed, but it was put into the public domain that Olympians who were taking medicinal products to combat this included Chris Froome, Mo Farah, Bradley Wiggins. I remember making quite a splash in the papers with his asthma antics, and Paula Radcliffe. National averages for asthma, 12%. So 22 of 35 Liverpool players supposedly struggling with the condition. That makes it an absolute epidemic because their number is 5 times over the median. I have a small amount of knowledge, which is clearly a dangerous thing, but I suffered for some time with pulmonary sarcoidosis, and it wasn't very nice. But I can tell you that the medicines used across the board for treating, anything obstructing your breath, they're not breath mints. And some of them are described to you by your GP as being kind of like poisonous and toxic. There's some weapons grade stuff out there. So even if somebody's taking something further down the food chain, if you like, in relation to this condition, is it juicing? Let's see some numbers. Let's see some investigation. I'm calling it the Klopp Cough. In news not a million miles away from our friends up in Liverpool, they were booing the national anthem at the weekend at the FA Cup. All I can tell you is that for me, the circle is complete. There's a chap called Constantine, who is one of the presenters for the excellent Trigonometry show on YouTube. It's a podcast too, which I recommend to you. Get some great insight on the whole Ukraine-Russia thing as well while you're there. But in this interview, I'm going to pop the link into the description. He says that, and this is where his family come from, so that he's got some skin in the game. The political correctness doesn't come from the West. It hasn't got anything to do with the sort of affected politeness in society. It comes from the Soviet Union. Comrade, what you're saying is correct, but it is politically incorrect because it is inconvenient to the party line. What a surprise, these people who are involved in that sort of stuff. Marxists nil, everyone else normal. Here's some stat stuff for you. Thank you very much for the we enjoyed that type comments from the Arsenal game. I tried to keep it as sort of bite-sized and digestible as possible for you. Here we go with the expected goal dynamics. They reveal one thing, and that was that Mike Jackson's half-time team talk really did work. Burnley were really up against it. They didn't have the necessary depth to their squad. They were missing 8 players or something crazy. And looking at the threat posed, it's evident that the graph matches there with what we saw is what we got from the numbers. What we didn't see in the numbers was the quality and character, and the characters like Ryan Sessegnon was busy, but his stat performance, would just prompt the question, who were Spurs playing? Because his numbers were good, but the quality wasn't there. I'll go into greater depth on that on the boy HOTSPUR.com. Ball possession and passing accuracy, these make for an interesting at-a-glance account. Spurs went off the boil because their passing accuracy began to wane from the point after Harry Kane scored. There's a redeeming feature, which is that Spurs fought hard to win the ball back. Their duels won rate went through the roof. and their pressing intensity maintained decent levels throughout. Despite getting a goal, Spurs began running down their attention levels almost immediately afterwards. And I've got to tell you, questions about mental strength arise again. Just on that penalty, it was 100% a penalty. None of us really enjoy the stop-start business, the VAR. For me, the player involved, I would have given him a straight red, not just for the blatant star jump, but also for that haircut. Tonight, Arsenal play Newcastle United, and our next game is Norwich City away next Sunday. This abomination has appeared online, as the Toon game is understandably massive for us, and kudos to the Photoshopper for including the type of bedding one might typically find in a northern hellhole. And just for those of you who are saying we're all Newcastle tonight, I'll leave you with this gem. Good luck, keep it Tottenham.